Alan, thank you so much, sir, for coming on the program. It's good talking to you today.
Hey, thanks for having me, sir.
You bet. All right, I got to ask you here. It sure seems like the opportunity for common sense to prevail here in the case of your son, Jared Markham. It sure sounds like it's coming to an end here. I understand he's facing a year in jail right now.
According to what the max penalty is from what we've seen, then yes.
For wearing a T-shirt, basically.
Well, they're saying, for the obstruction charge, but yes, all origins are, of course, from the T-shirt.
Okay. Now, I understand WOWK says they got court documents from both sides. The arresting officer says when your son Jared refused to stop talking, that hindered his ability to do his job, hence the obstruction charge. So that's the obstruction charge, that your son refused to stop pleading his case.
Yes, exactly. See, at the point to where the officer came in there, this kid has had nobody that would listen to him. He's trying to state his case. If you have that happening and you know something bad's going to happen, you're going to try to get your point across, okay? He was not being hostile. He wasn't using any abusive language or anything like that or anything physical. I believe he was sitting down at the time. But, yes, apparently you exercising your First Amendment rights, the officer says it hinders his ability to do an investigation. Hence, you are, in their eyes, you're obstructing an officer.
Okay, so here's the thing. I understand from an officer's point of view, you need to be able to separate and hear everybody's side. But from everything that we know about your son, I don't think that Jared went to school that morning hoping to get arrested, hoping to be facing a year in jail. It may have been a political statement to put on that T-shirt, but he was well within his First Amendment rights to do so.
Exactly. And the thing is, who could possibly dream up this scenario that we're going through right now, especially a 14-year-old? So, yeah, there's no way that you could know that anything like this would happen. No, he does not desire to be a criminal, but it seems that anymore the system is created to create criminals for a prison system. That's just the only way I could see it, and I guess it's time to boost profits and get the next generation in jail so you can. That's the only way I can see it.
So I got to ask you, Alan. Before school let out, we saw when Jared came back, we saw dozens. Maybe over 100 kids wear similar T-shirts or the same T-shirt. Nobody got thrown out of school that day. Is the community still standing behind Jared? Is this story starting to fade away in the community, or is this still what everybody's talking about?
People are still talking about it quite a bit, because he had some national attention. Any national attention on a small town is, bound to get the locals stirring a bit.
Right.
But yes, local support seems to be pretty good. But another thing here about these small towns is people in political positions tend to get very comfortable, and things sometimes don't always run as true as you hope they would.
Right.
And politics, unfortunately, plays a part in this, and that's exactly what is going on here. This kid is in this political struggle, the way I see it. And I do not want him to suffer because people do not want to admit that they are wrong. And the thing, like I said, you got to remember these small communities, the political tight-knit thing can happen, and it's not always the most non-corrupt.
Right. I understand. Is it? Alan, let me ask you this though: is it corruption or is it ego? You think?
It could be. I would say it's a pretty good combination of both.
Really?
Oh yeah, it's plain to see. It's insane.
Yeah.
How something like this can go on, and just the practices of the school. Okay, the school has a history of calling the police over nonviolent offenses. You should never call the police on children for nonviolent things, and even in what would somebody refer to as a violent situation, it needs to be assessed on a case-by-case scenario, but there's no checks and balances in place here. This school just it calls the police on these little kids constantly. It's like they're trying to create criminals, and I don't understand the whole purpose of it.
Is the community talking about that at all, Alan? Like the policy, like is anybody going to the school board meeting and saying, "Hey, it seems like you guys are awfully freewheeling when it comes to calling the cops on our kids instead of calling us as parents"?
Yes, I'm definitely trying to get that out there and get people talking about it, because to my knowledge, there is no policy in place. There's there's no checks and balances as far as doing it. They just call the police on little kids.
Yeah, it seems to me like as a dad myself, if this is a nonviolent offense, if this is just my kid and you think my kid is acting up, you damn well better call me before you call 911.
You know, you would think that they would actually call the parents. My son was already in handcuffs by the time my wife got there. That shouldn't happen.
Yeah. No, it shouldn't. So how is Jared holding up?
You know, it's starting to wear on him, which that's understandable. You know, due to his age, and it's wearing on an adult, really.
Yeah.
And it is a little bit. But you know, he's standing firm. That's not ever going to be an issue. I don't ever think it will be an issue that he would not stand firm. But again, he's 14 years old, and this is going to wear on somebody.
Well, it is. Listen, you just if there's anything we can do for Jared, you just let us know. In the meantime, tell him to stay strong and hang in there for us, okay?
Hey, will do, sir. And you can get constant updates from I have a YouTube channel where I'm constantly getting updates. It's you can just type in Alan Larderi Shooting Channel or Alan Larderi or Black Rifle Channel, and I usually give an update every week on the situation going on here.
All right, Alan. Thanks again, man, and we'll definitely be talking again soon.
Hey, thank you, sir. I appreciate the opportunity to speak with you again.
Yo, thank you, Alan Larderi joining us. Jared Markham's father here on Cam and Company.